I'm just gonna.
Are you running an in-ear monitor? That's awesome, fence.
Yeah,
Are you guys seeing this?
Yeah, well,
What's he running? He's got a in-ear monitor.
I can monitor what
hear
comes through this.
himself
Well, it's not mainly for me. It's just so I can hear what the audio levels are at. But that is some good water.
Sparkling water.
That is
It's orange flavoured sparkling
no,
water.
it's Fanta. See, it's Fanta.
I got orange flavoured sparkling water with a refreshing.
Fair enough.
It's nice.
We've changed location. Welcome to
Yeah.
Throttle.
Throttle
Well, we
Torque.
haven't changed locations. We've changed
Well-
rooms. But, yeah.
To everyone else, it looks like locations.
We could be on the moon. They don't
What
know.
is in your drink? Because I want some of that.
Very hydrating.
Mhm.
Yes, yeah.
Well, welcome back, episode 2.
So two,
There we
two.
go.
officially
That's
two.
good. I'm Jack.
I'm Josh.
There we go.
Hey,
That worked.
Josh is our other resident mechanic and front desk guru.
Yeah.
Yeah,
call us up on the
boy.
phone. You've probably spoken to Josh, to be honest.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now you're putting a name to or a face,
Face
to the
name.
voice.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
that works.
Alright, so we're back. We don't know if you listened to the first one. We're doing another one.
If you did listen to the first one, this is going to be a massive break from the last one because, well, all three of us got sick over an extended period of time.
Over like
It was,
a month and a half.
it's been a hard month.
Yeah, and then it was like, oh, let's do the thing, and then work got in the way because understandably this is still a hobby at this point.
Mhm.
You know, we're doing this after hours at work, so we've got to be able to get the after hours thing happening before we can actually record it. So we're here now. It's all good.
Yeah, boy.
Happy days. Josh,
Hello.
who are you?
We did the Throttle Torque.
You can do it. If you want to do a whole on 3. Then.
No. Not really.
1, 2, 3. No, I've already done that.
I am Josh. I am the mechanic. A mechanic. BJ is the other mechanic, but
Yeah, boy.
primarily Dyno because he likes just locking himself away in a
In this
dark
room.
This
Yeah.
room.
Yeah, if you didn't know, this is our dyno room.
Yeah.
Soundproof.
Where the magic happens.
Don't ask us why the dyno room is the fanciest room in the whole shop, but it is. So it looks cool.
Yeah.
That's
Happy
cool.
birthday, BJ.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Oh,
We did this for you,
cheers.
even though it was already done when you showed up. It just we
Yeah.
preemptively did it.
Yeah, he did it like 2 years in advance for me. Yeah, cool.
This is just the second addition to his birthday from you as well. It's just a carry on
Present
consecutive birthday present and Christmas present.
Happy birthday every year. Here's the dino room.
Pretty much. You can keep doing what you've been doing. Josh, why did how long have you been riding bikes?
Yes.
Million years.
As
Feels
long
like
as I could remember, to be honest. I think I started with a TTR 90 in my backyard in Strathpine.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
How old were you, do you think?
5?
5 years. On a TTR 90, that's a pretty solid start.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you how many times I ran into the tree. Big old pine tree in the backyard.
Just kept getting snoffed by
Oh, mate. I reckon it was half a tree by the time we moved out.
So what, started on dirt bikes?
You started on dirt bikes, moved up to Daybra, kept on going on dirt bikes, and then phased out of it for near on 8 years.
Really?
Got into the car scene,
Hey.
got into the imports, and then phased that out after I crashed a few. Then got into the four-wheel drives, phased out of that when I crashed
Oh,
that.
there's a trend going on here.
So then I was like, the cheapest option to repair things is bikes.
Is it? Really?
No. It is not.
It used to be.
It used to be. It
Yeah.
used to be really cheap when you had a Grom. And then you get more and more expensive, faster and faster, and then it gets more expensive and hurts more.
How'd you find that out, bro?
Hard.
I was waiting for you to say crashed a lot.
I think I've crashed nearly every single bike I've owned except for the H2.
So is this why you've become a mechanic?
So I know how to fix my own
I was
bike.
going to say, did you become a mechanic because you just ended up having to continue to fix your own stuff and then you figured, I'm pretty good at this, so I'll just get paid for it? Or
No, I actually started in parts.
Oh.
I started it as a parts guy in a Triumph shop. And then didn't like that, so I started building brand new KDMs and everything.
doing all the pre-delivery and
Doing
stuff,
all the
yeah.
pre-deliveries, setting them up, putting all the parts on them, and then the service manager walked up to me and was like, "Hey, you want a job as a mechanic?" I was like, "Sure, if I can get paid to fix bikes and ride brand new bikes all day, why not?"
Absolutely.
So I was like, go for gold, and then I've been stuck in that for the last 7 years, 8 years. I mean, it's a good place to be stuck. Not going to lie, it's a real good place to be stuck.
You need to stop kicking the thing out of me. All that.
Yeah, legit, that'll come through the audio. All right, so back on track.
Out of your system. There we go.
Right, we're happy.
It comes up as a huge spike in the audio.
So you started riding when you were 5, took a break, ended up working as a parts interpreter. I suppose that's the fancy word.
Yeah, all right. If you want to go that far, yeah.
So you worked for parts for Triumph.
Yeah.
And then you stayed working at Triumph as a mechanic?
Team Moto as a whole
Yeah.
in Virginia.
Yeah.
Because obviously they've got so many brands.
Fair.
So I just worked in, the back end as a mechanic.
Mm-hmm. Then you spent a couple of years mechanicking there.
Yep. And then got out of that. And then I went to lawnmowers for a year because the money was just good.
Isn't that interesting? That's so bizarre.
Paid more to be.
I mean, I was saving to move to England.
Right.
So mechanic apprentice wages at Team Moto isn't as good as on-site mechanic wages.
That's fair. If you're on a call-out mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
So that made plenty of money to be able to fly to England.
Yeah.
Find a place to stay, live on that while finding more work over there as a mechanic.
Why'd you want to go to England?
Mrs. family. Her mum's side's all English, and I mean, why not?
Yeah,
that's
you should.
Great experience.
That is actually something I'm like jealous of.
Working
like that is how cool is that? Working overseas, doing like taking your career overseas. Like
Honestly,
that's rad.
so good because you get to explore a different country. Like we went to Paris, Rome, Italy.
Yeah.
Like you get to explore all these different countries while still working.
Yeah.
And making money to travel.
And because it's all so close over there, you can do a weekend trip.
You catch a train.
Yeah. It's not like we catch a train to Sunshine Coast.
Yeah, I think it's what a 3 or 4 hour train ride from England to Paris.
Yeah, right. And then you can go look at the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah. Stay right next
That's right.
Well, we get 3 hours here.
Maybe
I would say Bean Lee, but like
Gold Coast on a good day.
We could make it from here to Tweed.
yeah.
I mean, you think
Yeah.
the time it takes you, or took me over Christmas to go from here to Rockhampton, you can go from the bottom of England to the top of England.
And see a lot more.
And you go through so much more.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy when you compare how close, but how compact everything is. Like, you look at the amount of people in England compared to here and how much land we have here. It's crazy to think that they got more people, but an eighth of the size.
I've got a question for you. Mechanicking in England and mechanicking here, what was the biggest difference that you found moving over there? And like the first month on the job?
Rusty bikes.
Yeah.
Rusty bikes. Because obviously
yeah.
in England, they salt the roads during winter. So everybody who rides a bike through winter
just ends up with a rust.
The whole thing falls apart. You touch one bolt, right now, this other bolt's broken. You touch one thing, this thing falls apart. But the worst part is when people ride through the start of winter for the first month and then park it up, lay up, rego.
Yep.
So they park it up for another 6 months. So it just had time to just rust.
Ew.
The amount of rusty tanks and carb cleans I did over there. I think in the 8 months, 10 months I was a mechanic in England, I've done more tank cleans and repairs and carby kits than I have my entire career in Australia.
Yeah, right. Wow.
Every single week I was doing an average 3 or 4 carby clean and tank.
Because people just leave it sit for the whole winter.
E10.
Because that's standard over there, isn't it? Yeah.
E10 fuel is just the standard for everything.
On the positive though, They get some cool bikes over there compared to what we get here.
Bro, the two strokes.
Yeah.
Mate, the two strokes, like RDs, RGs, TZRs.
So much more common.
Like NSRs. I have only ever seen one NSR in Australia, whereas I got to ride 10, 15 in England.
Yeah, right.
It's just
Jealous.
It's a whole
like, that's some cool stuff.
The amount of Lambs approved bikes over there, everything under a 660.
yeah,
The
right.
majority of the bike riders. Because
Right.
it's all the people getting their license. I can't remember what it's called, but you can ride a 50cc when you're 16.
Right.
By yourself.
And that's one thing that I've seen as well. They seem to have a massive scooter scene over there.
Oh, it's huge. They do rallies weekly. The shop I was working at, my boss was actually in a scooter rally club.
Right.
And his shop was on a bingo card sort of thing. So the amount of times you had to have a scooter rock up, take a photo of the scooter with the shop
Right.
was just, you see them everywhere. You would rarely see an actual motorcycle over a scooter.
How'd they do the bingo card thing? That's cool. So you get a
It's an online spreadsheet.
yeah.
Is it like
just
the
pull it up.
poker rides that we have here? No, different.
I haven't heard of. I don't know what a poker.
I don't. I only understand that you go to they do rides to pubs and you get card as you go to each pub sort of thing. I don't know exactly how it
would
works.
be like that sort of thing, but
Yeah.
I think the first person that fills out their bingo card gets a prize.
Yeah, right. That would actually be cool.
But it was good.
Let us know if you want us to do something like that, because maybe we make that happen
That would be cool.
Yeah, we'll set up a bingo
1A's organised bingo ride.
and go to some of our other shops that we're partners with or
Yep.
that we work with. You can go there, take a photo.
Come down.
That's a really good idea.
When you roll past an advanced course.
That's fair. That'd be a hard one to get because you've got to
Exactly.
keep an eye on the dates.
Yeah,
Yep.
you got to keep in the loop.
That's like that's the last one that you need for ultimate bingo.
Yeah, that's the big prize. Yeah, absolutely. I reckon that's cool. If you guys think that's cool, let us know,
hmm
and we'll make something like that happen. Because I reckon that can work.
I'd be all down for that.
Yeah. And what? Just have like a week to do it or something, or a month or something.
No,
It
it's
depends on how hard the
like
True,
the way they
true.
did it is there's no time restriction.
Right.
It's just the first, second, and third person to fill out their card gets a prize.
Ah.
I think the first prize was the trip to Italy.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Well,
I-
don't get any idea.
Hey, I was going to say, we're not getting you a trip to Italy. Rather send me to Italy first and
Yeah, we can go for it.
Bro, Rome.
When in Rome.
Lime scooters in Rome.
that'd be rad.
Cobblestone roads.
So, you've got a H2. So you bought that stock.
Relatively. I bought it with a big acro banana.
The massive ones. And if you guys haven't seen those,
Banana.
the banana acros that we're referring to,
They
is like
are.
this big.
They are.
Yeah.
They're about this long and they're just.
The only cool thing about it is that it's made of a lot of carbon.
Yeah.
Like
They
it,
make
it
really
just
good
it looks
power.
And
horrible.
it makes the most
Looks
power out of all
terrible.
the exhaust.
It does it?
Yeah. But the Van Diem
Actually,
just sounds better.
I haven't had one on the dyno. I haven't had a banana one. Mm.
Everyone has a Van Diem.
Yeah, it's either Van Diemen or stock. It's all I've had on the dyno. Yep.
I remember before you came here, we had a couple come up with the big banana exhaust, and they do make more power.
Banana.
But it's that whole thing of, do you want more power or do you want a little bit of look and
Noise.
aesthetic? But it's also the thing of, okay, you've already got 250 horsepower. Are you really going to miss 10?
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Yes.
stop it.
That would get me over the 300, but I just hate the look of it.
Yeah.
Put it back on. So, mods list on that thing. How long do we have this?
How long does this podcast go?
It's okay. We got a bit.
God.
Don't say that.
We got 5 minutes.
We got five.
We got 5 minutes. All right, ready? Go, 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 go,
Okay,
go.
Stage 3 supercharger gears.
Which means what?
Which means 30
Boost.
pound of boost.
What's it coming out with factory?
18.
What did you say? 32?
32.
32.
So you got all of the boost.
All of the C22s.
Mhm.
Yep. I've got a ridiculous amount of carbon on the thing with the big old wangs.
Because you've got the H2R wings, you've got the carbon front end.
Yes, I've got the carbon front end, which actually comes stock on some H2 models.
Right.
So I had to pay extra for that.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got the H2 upper and lower wings, carbon nose, carbon side panels, carbon intake tube. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it's 10 grand worth.
Just in carbon.
Just in carbon.
Now you could have, right, gone under AliExpress and got it.
Oh, no. No.
I could have got Jason to 3D print it for me in carbon.
I think this is
He actually offered. And I was
He's gonna
like,
print
yeah,
panels.
3D print carbon panels.
Oh, jeez.
And I was just like, I like my fairings on the bike.
So, carbon bits everywhere.
Carbon bits everywhere. Stage 3 gears.
Yeah.
Bit of cosmetic parts here and there.
Different exhaust.
Yeah, Van Diemen.
How many Ks have you got on it?
42.
How many rear tyres have you gone through?
Yes.
42.
42, yeah.
Probably, because I think I get about 600k per rear.
What? That's
Jesus.
terrible.
Yeah.
You got into motorcycles because they were cheaper.
And then
Back in the day,
made them more expensive.
that's why I am a mechanic. I get cheap
Mechanic.
parts.
That's why I'm a Kira instructor.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how do you afford to go racing? I am in the industry.
Yeah, I get cost price.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Honestly.
You gotta have some perks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, intercooler. God, what else is there?
It's one of those things that when you've been building a bike for so long, you sort of forget.
You kind of forget about it,
Yeah.
don't you?
I was talking to somebody about my MT-09 today because they were asking me some questions on what do they think they should do to theirs, and I was like, they're like, oh, I'm going to upgrade the brakes, you know, get new braided lines. I'm like, oh, that's right, I've got
You've got that.
aftermarket discs, braided lines, caliper spacers.
You got a big boy.
Yeah, and I completely just forgot that I'd actually upgraded those because you've been building it for so long over so many years that you just forget. Oh, that's right, I did that whole thing.
Yeah. But that's like I've had mine for 5 years. And I think the first mods I did I'll always remember.
Yeah.
Mm.
But then you just like dribble feed parts in from there. Like rear set. Aftermarket rear set.
Oh yeah, you got the real flash
Sato
ones.
Racing
Yeah.
rear sets.
Yep.
Honestly, that is probably the best thing I have ever bought for that bike. Because the stock foot pegs are just horrendous.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not going to lie. Both times that I've done rear sets was on my ZX10 and on my current Z. And both times, never regretted. Changing the ergonomics is just so good.
It's such
It's
a
so
better
underrated.
riding position, such a better feel.
Mm-hmm. And you can tailor it for how you want it to feel. Like if you want it to feel more toury, drop the pegs and bring them forward. Or if you want it to feel more racy, lift it up and push them back.
When you
Like,
start dragging pegs around a corner, you got to pick them up and pull them back.
yeah.
And that's the one thing that I haven't done to my 09. 175,000 K and I'm still on stock. foot
Wow.
pegs.
And your foot pegs are doing the rubber chicken. They're
That's
all like,
because they've got 100.
yep.
They're tired, right?
I think it's about time you put a bit more love into it.
Well, it's because my R6 keeps sapping all my money.
Yeah, that's fair, actually.
if you
Racer
go
boy.
put the R6 next to the 09, you go, oh, I know which one's got the money in it.
Yeah. But that's like my KDM, though. Like,
EXC,
yeah, that thing, you wouldn't even be able to tell how many times that thing's been down the road because it gets brand new parts every year.
You idiot.
I've been through 4 subframes, probably the same amount of fairing or panels.
Will you stop crashing bikes?
I know.
It's just fun, alright?
It's not.
Bikes need sleep too.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Hello.
Is it time for news?
It's time for news.
No.
This is Bob Barvis. Just doing God's work. I don't know. I'm quoting a video game now.
Okay.
Devil May Cry.
News time. What have we got for news?
We got one. You've got quite a few bit of notes on.
I went deep dive.
You went deep
When I
dive.
saw it on the paper, I'm like, that's very interesting. I wanted to figure out what's going on because I didn't think this was going to be a Ducati move. But
Okay.
it's a Ducati.
I'm glad you know that. 'cause
Let me
I
introduce
forgot
it for our listeners and viewers, right? So Ducati are now going to, they've created a patent, two patents, to develop an auto clutch, right, for some of their bikes. Yeah, right. So my first thought was Honda e-clutch, which we will also talk about as well. But
How do you feel, Josh?
In the bin.
in the bin. Actually, that is. Yep,
It's coming up.
It's coming up. It's coming
I've
up.
got different opinions on that, actually. But
I reckon
we'll get to
after
it.
you told me what we're about to talk about, my opinion changed. So yeah, do you want to tell us what you've got?
so Ducati's e-clutch, shall we say, the auto clutch, they're going to call it their own special thing. Same as Honda call it their e-clutch.
It'll be Italian for sure.
Exactly. Right? I'm not even going to try and butcher an Italian word bad enough to try and.
It'll be clutch pasta. Bada bing, bada boom.
The auto clutch that they're going to come out with is going to be, and the article that I was reading and the research that I was doing is very closely comparing it to what Honda have done with their e-clutch.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. I mean, it is in principle, and it can work like that. Now, the two patents that I found that they have done, one is very similar to what we'd refer to as the e-clutch system from Honda, and that's where you've still got a clutch lever. Ducati are going to do Ducati things, and it's going to be a hydraulic clutch. So essentially, it's a hydraulic clutch with all the stuff, and you can select, do you want it to be automatic or do you want it to be manual? Same as what you can with the Honda.
So is it still going to be like what the Honda can do, whereas it's all auto, but as soon as you pull the clutch in, it goes?
We don't know that yet.
So they haven't gone in depth in.
Yeah, it's just going to be the same.
It's just a patent for now.
Very similar to what the e-clutch is doing in regards to it can be manual or it can be automatic. You choose. I dare say whatever bikes that comes with a quick shifter as well. So it'd be very similar to what we see with the CBR.
Yeah, because they kind of go hand in hand.
Exactly.
Yeah, they need it.
The other one, the other patent that they've put in is the interesting one for me. Because we can see with the hydraulic system working, okay, cool, there's an actuator that makes the clutch do clutch things instead of the lever. It's the little...
So it'd be like a slave cylinder sort of
Yeah, it'd just be an electronic slave cylinder kind of deal. That's easy enough for you to imagine how that would work. Now, to my knowledge, their other patent is probably one that I don't know if any other manufacturer has done ever, and that is an electric clutch. Now, what I mean by that is think ride-by-wire, but it's your clutch. So your new BMWs don't have throttle cables, they have electrics that go into, So imagine that, but it's a clutch. So there's no cable, there's no hydraulics. It's, I would assume, some form of potentiometer. You pull in the clutch, you release the clutch, and it makes the clutch do clutch things, but it's just a 3-core cable that tells the bike to use the clutch.
How are they going to get that to feel like a cable?
You're not going to.
No.
That would...
How do you find a... You're gonna
It
have
wouldn't
to,
be a bite point. It would be like a clutch switch, on or off.
You know, you could make it so it slips. Absolutely, you could make it so it slips. Like, it'd just be a wider range of move, same as the throttle.
I wonder if they'll do it similar to what is it Tesla that do it? I think it's Tesla that do it. They have, to make the brakes feel like a hydraulic brake, they have a closed loop hydraulic system for the brake pedal to feel like a brake pedal, but then it's got pressure sensors in it that automatically, like wirelessly or remotely, activates the brakes with its own separate hydraulic system. I wonder if they'll do something similar to that.
So it still is hydraulic, but it's not directly
Yes, so it gives you the feel of a clutch, yeah.
Or would it be something like that electric trials bike that has a clutch?
No, but that's just a cable clutch or hydraulic clutch with a lever. That is actually just a clutch pack in between the electric motor and the gearbox.
If there's anyone from Ducati watching this, I want to pull one of your bikes apart.
They haven't done this.
When you get one,
yeah.
But this is where I appreciate what Ducati's done with it, and they're doing, if we're going to go cars, what some of the high-performance supercar manufacturers have done, and they've used hybrid technology like Porsche, but they're not really using it to be more environmentally friendly. They're using it for performance. And by the seams of what Ducati are doing with this is they're doing it for performance. The article that I read said that they're going to lean into more of this only being in a few of their superbike models, which would imply that maybe this is going to be something that comes out on the pannies, like the V4s.
Yeah.
Any V4s, yeah.
Which also opens up, if you've got an electronic clutch, it opens up the ability for that electronic clutch to tie in with your launch control.
Let your computer control your clutch.
So now launch control...
So you don't just dump it and loop it.
Well, you can dump it, and the ECU.
Exactly.
Yep.
So let's think now launch control, and this would be something that they would use in world superbikes
to get the best launch
because they're not allowed to have an electronic clutch system put onto the bike after the manufacturing.
So if they do it,
if it's a factory delivered, it can get homologated, and if it's homologated, they can use it.
Big brain energy.
So now you've got launch control, which is controlling your clutch, your wheelie control, your throttle, everything. It's just going to be wide open throttle, let go when the light drops, and then hold on.
This is starting to move into like, at what point are the bikes riding themselves?
Yeah, but this is cool.
This is cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie. From like a nerd point of view, this is cool. But like, yeah, it taken away a lot from the rider, isn't it?
Next thing's going to be a gyro in a bike that holds you up. So that
Yeah, I think BMW are already doing it.
Yamaha have one as well.
Yeah.
They've got a robot that rides in that one. Yeah.
It's like,
right. Okay.
we're talking about AI taking over everything and doing other people's jobs, and that they're soon going to be riding bikes for us, and we'll just sit at home and watch the YouTube video.
This is something to think about, though, right? Is this just a natural human thing of resistance to change? Because if you look at MotoGP now versus 500 era MotoGP, everyone now would say the bikes ride themselves. There's no skill.
Oh no, but it's not that at all.
But
like, if you try and get on, I'll try and get on a MotoGP bike. I would never be able to ride it as fast as them.
Absolutely not.
I'd throw it down first corner.
But those bikes know where they are on the track per corner and can adjust electronic settings per corner.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
Right? So if I've got a motorcycle that just does the clutch for me, is this just natural development in terms of what we're getting from the racing? Because by the sounds of what they're saying, it's not actually going to be on the lower end Ducatis. This is going to be
like their top end.
Yeah, this is a racing pedigree. They'd put it on the V4R, for example, so that they can run this in World Superbikes, because that needs all of the tech so that they can win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on both sides of that argument.
Conflicted. Yeah.
I'm always conflicted. It's like,
Ducati just needs that tech to win.
yeah, but
I'm not a Ducati fan.
but they are winning.
Yeah, and what are we comparing it to? What BMW's technology? How their traction control closes certain cylinders.
That's really cool when they do
That stuff.
That is cool.
It doesn't just cut all ignition; it closes the butterflies on certain cylinders.
I think Ducati does that too, though, don't they? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they got individual throttle bodies for each bank of their. Look, I could be wrong, but
they're all.
I mean, that's probably that's probably how Ducati ends up dropping back cylinders at a set of lights.
That's right. The V4
they do.
Turn into
Yeah.
a
Do you know who did that first? Harley Davidson.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so the rear cylinder
Yeah,
doesn't get hot.
with their Milwaukee 8s, I think, were the first ones to do it. And they shut off
turned
their
off the
rear
rear
cylinder, and it turns into a big thumping like single cylinder until you take off and you get some airflow over it, and then it'll turn the rear cylinder back on.
I mean, which is fair, because
I mean, why would you water cool something when you can just turn off an air? No, they are water cooled.
No, only the big Tourers are.
Right, so again,
And it's only the head.
when you could just turn off the cylinder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we're adding extra.
My
steps
Harley's dropped a cylinder.
here. All right.
We spoke briefly about the Honda e-clutch. Do we want to talk any further on that?
I don't know. I suppose a lot of people would actually know. I mean, if you don't know what the Honda e-clutch is, I suppose you've figured it out by now. It's a clutch that you can use as a clutch or not use as a clutch.
You can take off without the clutch, but then if you're in
Start
third or
using it
fourth, you
halfway,
can just pop the clutch and start using the clutch.
Yeah.
Which I can see the convenience aspect for a commuter bike.
It's become almost an automatic. All you're doing is clicking the lever with your foot. That's it. You can ride the whole bike with not that I reckon you should, but you can ride it with your left hand in your lap, and you can pull up to lights. You can take off. You can click up and down the gears. It will. What is normally used as an auto blipper, right? When you downshift on these ones, when you click the quick shifter down, it briefly opens the clutch, lets you change gear, and then closes the clutch again. It's like you're doing it by hand.
I'd love to daily one for a week,
Just to see what it's like.
Because I reckon it would be cool.
It's different.
It's convenient.
And this is
Yeah,
I can understand it from both perspectives. It is lazy. It's not what we would call traditional motorcycles.
No.
But it's also of this whole thing of, does this now allow people access to the riding community that wouldn't have otherwise been able to ride? Because I don't feel like we should gatekeep motorcycles
Okay,
by the use of clutch.
On that, if somebody was to bring that bike for a Q ride, RE course, would they have to be doing an automatic bike license or a manual bike license if they were to keep it in auto?
Would you believe me that the Q-Rod forum that we had a couple of weeks ago, this came up in discussion, and I got the official email back like 2 days ago from TMR's response.
What do they say? You got to turn it off?
So they said that it's depending. So if you're using it as a manual, if you want to get the manual license, you have to maintain it in the manual mode the whole time.
Right.
If you use the automatic part at any point, it now becomes an automatic license.
Right.
All right, so it's like if I'm the assessor and you're doing your on training range maneuvers, slow riding using the clutch, you're stopping using the clutch and you're doing all the clutch work there, but then all of a sudden I catch you out on the road ride, you've clicked into auto mode.
You get an auto license.
Instantly, it turns into an automatic license.
So it'd be a case of making sure it's switched off in the dash.
So don't get caught.
So they can't get caught out using it.
That's the thing, right? And this now makes it hard for other instructors that maybe aren't fully versed up with the way that the system works.
Yeah.
So it sort of comes down to the discretion of the instructor too. If they go, hey, look, I prefer you just use our bike
And also
instead.
the school
Yeah,
well.
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Us as the school can go, hey, look, maybe I don't want you to use your e-clutch bike
Yep.
on the course. That is a discussion that could be had with the student, particularly because we know how easy it is to activate and deactivate e-clutch on the fly.
Stick it in neutral, then click it back into gear.
Exactly.
Mm.
Right. But
they could accidentally stick it in auto and not realize.
No, there is a setting in the dash that you have to stop,
turn it
put
off.
it into neutral, and you actually got to go into the menu to flick it on and off.
Oh, so once you hit the clutch, it automatically turns it off in the dash?
It'll
No,
do that. It'll let
you
you
can permanently
switch,
disable
but
it.
you
Oh,
can,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
you can turn it into a
But
normal
is it
bike.
like to reactivate into auto, you can just stop at a set of lights, put it in neutral, and then click it in with your foot?
if it's in e-clutch
Yeah,
already.
If it's
I believe
in
you can.
auto.
No,
yeah.
but if you've disabled it in the dash, you can't do it that
won't
way.
do it,
Yep, yep. Interesting. Is that just Queensland or is that Australia wide?
I can't comment on other states. Yeah, I only
Okay.
find out the Queensland stuff.
Ah,
because
gotcha.
of Q-Rod. Yeah.
I'm sure it would have to be Australia wide.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Well, each state does their own.
They
thing
have
when it
their own
comes to
regulations,
licensing,
yeah.
Because it was the e-clutch style bikes and also the posties that were in topic of conversation.
yep,
because
yep.
the posties being a semi-auto, how they've got a
Yeah.
centrifugal clutch, but they've got gears, and the question was raised: well, is that a manual or an auto? If you're wondering, that's classed as an automatic because there is no clutch. So
Yep.
TMR defines a manual motorcycle by the manual use of clutch.
By clutch, not
Gears.
shift lever.
There you go.
Essentially, they regard a postie as just automatic with extra steps.
Sequential.
Extra steps.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. We've got Masters of Morgan Park here. That was a while ago now. but
Yeah, well, I
was
put it on
relevant
here.
when we made the script.
It was, yeah.
It
You,
was still
you
a
went to
good
that.
time.
That was one I missed out on, unfortunately, but you want to tell us a bit about that?
It was good. Masters of Morgan Park, I didn't actually ride, which was, I think it's the first full weekend race event that I've been to, and I wasn't participating as a rider at all, which
It's still fun.
it was still fun.
That's why I
right?
go
And
to
now-
them.
Yeah, you come racing with us, and you get to have fun, and now I got to see how that enjoyment happens. So I was roped in to help a couple of the guys that we know to be able to run their old bikes. So we had a pit bay full of RGVs and TZs. I think, yeah, RGVs, TZs. Max was on his big
Big Z.
Yeah,
Yeah, boy.
Big-
Go
big
the
Z,
Z.
but it's got all of the things done to it, right? So it's a whole thing of having a bike that has a starting procedure.
Yeah.
It's not just hit the switch and hit the starter. This is
Yeah.
like you got to plug this in, unplug that, take the covers off the open carbies because don't want to suck those through the motor, and then plug this in, cool. Walk it over to the manual roll starter because who needs starter motors? Right.
So they went that
Total-
far.
total-
Yeah,
loss systems
total loss
and-
systems. So when it comes back in, we've got to unplug the fuel so it doesn't flood itself. We've got to put it into charge so it doesn't run out of electricity the next race. Right. It was great fun.
Could you imagine be halfway around the track and be like, sorry guys, I ran out of electricity.
I ran out of battery.
People have done it. Yeah. Right. But also probably the most fun was the fact that I got the opportunity to run recovery as well.
Hey.
Right. Now, I mean, it comes across bad saying it was fun, right? Because obviously my job is now to pick up your misfortune.
When you throw it down the road.
But
When you see your mate's okay and you get to put
exactly.
put a bit
You
of
can feed him
curry
a little
on.
bit and be like,
A little bit.
dumbass.
A lot, right? Because, when you hear over the radio, bike X number, they'll tell you what bike it is the rider okay? You hear bike number this, you go, That's my mate's bike. Rider's okay. You're like, okay, so I don't need to stress about it. And then you just see him on the side of the road and you're like, hello. What are you doing here? And then, understandably, it's the bit of banter when you pick him up off the side of the road. But it was cool to see the whole weekend. Pretty cold as well. But it was nice to not have to think about trying to run the bike and prep the bike and all the stuff that I've normally got to think about in terms of getting ready to go racing. I just get to wake up in the morning, have a coffee, have some breakfast.
You're not stressing about making sure you've got all your ducks in a row.
Exactly. I just wake up, coffee, breakfast, head over, check the tyre pressures, make sure the warmers are on. I was helping run the Bridgestone tyre service as well, so I was just changing people's tyres all morning.
That's good fun doing that.
Sort that out and then stand up, watch the race and go pick up some broken bikes. Happy days.
Finish the day, drink everyone's beer.
Yeah, because they weren't going to drink it, I was. Yeah, that was it. So that was a great event. We've got round 2 coming up in 3 weeks.
3 weeks, yep.
Yeah, round 2 back out at Queensland Raceway for the Southern Downs Racing Series, and that's going to be a bit of a flavour change as well because we are running with bears.
Yes, I'm so keen for that.
Black or brown?
Right?
What did you hear? Running from bears?
No.
For those of you that don't know what bears racing is, bears is British European American Racing Series, right? BEARS. So that's all of and I mean those bikes can still run with us in Motorcycle Sportsman, but when we go to bears, we also have like classes specifically for Harleys.
Yep.
So you're going to find all your Sportsters and all that sort of gear running. You just get
Buells?
to see a whole
They run on Buells?
Yeah, there were a couple of Buells.
Cool.
I was like looking at the front discs.
Right. Yeah. Real bizarre setup they got with the inverted caliper and whatnot.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It looks sick. I
Yeah.
love the look of a Buell front brake, but it's just cool to see the different flavours of bikes.
Yeah.
And you get to race these different crowds, and a lot of the time the Bears guys are interstate.
Right.
So they run a national circuit, whereas we go between Queensland Raceway and Melbourne Park. So yeah, these guys are showing up with all their gear, and it's cool.
Yeah.
Big trucks and trailers.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Big trucks and trailers. So yeah, that's the news.
Please wait for a brief intermission. We'll be right back shortly.
Throttle Torque.
Throttle Torque.
Episode 3. I mean,
Brief
2.
recess has been had. Technical difficulties have been found out that they are not technical or difficult.
We love that. We're 41 minutes into this and we don't have any issue.
Where's
Where's all the wood? There's no wood.
wood?
Watch the camera fall over or something.
We're good. We're good. All right, then the next bit we have.
Product discussions.
Yeah, I wanted to add this in just as because I was talking to one of the reps recently, right, which he had a demonstration of the new Alpinestars Tech Air 5, not the Plasma. He only had the Tech Air 5. So the Plasma, that's the...
He brought the
Yeah.
plasma.
Oh, he did bring the Plasma, was it?
Plasma.
Oh, okay, yeah. And it was cool. And I was like, I need to add this into the podcast. Now, this isn't just specifically for the Alpinestars one, because there are other brands and whatnot. This just in particular just got the juices flowing because, it's got telemetry data and all this sort of stuff, which is just...
You being full nerd, you see all the nerd stuff, you're like, whoa.
I was like, yeah.
He's just like, yes.
Yeah, it was really cool. Like the thing, it's got an app that you can log into, and it'll track GPS and stuff. And when you're doing your track riding and whatnot, and give you a whole bunch of data on it. It can be used on the street for extra safety. To clarify, it's an airbag. If you don't know what it is, it's for riders, and it fits under your jacket. Yeah, and it's got built into the back of it. I'll put a photo up on the thing so you can see. Yeah.
That one.
This one right here.
Wow.
I can see it. Look, it's up there.
Look at it.
That's off the camera.
That's cool.
It's got built into the back protector. It has a big canister, which releases was it CO2 or something? Yeah, and inflates the airbag in. I don't even know how fast. Do they even have it in here?
It's milliseconds.
Yeah, it's ridiculously quick.
The whole idea is that it inflates. It figures out that you're crashing and inflates before you hit the floor.
And there's no tethers or anything like that. It's all done with gyroscopes, accelerometers, all that sort of thing.
Nerd things.
All your nerd things.
It's so cool.
Right, but this opens up the whole thing of airbags are becoming more accessible.
Yeah, well, they're
is
only
good.
$1,300.
Look, I mean, we say
Not
only.
not
right?
including
Yeah.
but how much value can you put on protective gear? We're going back to the
That's the way
discussion
that
we
think
had
about it,
last
right?
time.
That's the way that we think about it, absolutely. But how many riders are still out there busting around in t-shirt and shorts?
There's more
I know.
now than there used to be.
I know people rolling around in Crocs and shorts. Or
And this is
thousands.
the thing. I don't think we're ever going to sell those people an airbag, but for those people that are interested in being protected,
Yeah.
I feel like an airbag is becoming a lot more of an accessible option. Because if you look at the old style airbags, they were tethered systems. I believe, didn't Honda come out with a Goldwing that had an airbag in it?
Yes.
Yes, Honda
Yep.
actually
And it was
came out
in
with
between the
an airbag.
handlebars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The funny thing about that is the sensor's in the front wheel. If you knock that sensor while changing the front wheel,
That
it
is
writes the bike off.
It's terrifying because there's big stickers and stuff all over it
Yeah.
saying, be very careful and rah, rah, rah.
Most mechanics, most shops will actually turn away a Goldwing with an airbag
I would.
for the fact of you can write somebody's bike off if you deploy that airbag.
Just trying to change the front wheel.
Imagine that phone call.
Hey mate, sorry, we owe you a bike.
You're a what?
The plus side of the Tech Air 5, just going on that, is that when it does deploy, it can be reused again.
7 times, I think you
I'm not.
said.
I'm trying to
not
find it
aware
here.
Of any of the new airbags that aren't redeployable.
There
The new
there-
ones,
there
the new
couldn't
ones.
be a
The new
one-time
ones.
Yeah.
use.
No, and if you told me that it was $1,300 and you got to use it one time, I'd probably be like, that's-
Especially you being a track rider. Say you, it's a bad thing, but say you went down the track.
Yeah.
There's $1,300 gone. Next track session, you've just bought another brand new $1,300 airbag. Something happens, you go down the track again.
Yeah.
That's $2,600 down the drain.
It's an expensive weekend, and that is where these different brands approach that deal a little bit differently. Alpinestars, I would think, I'd have to confirm, they're probably one of the major players when it comes to airbags.
Yeah.
Right, there's
Yeah.
a few other brands. We've got Hela, we've got Ixon, we've got
Dainese.
Dainese make their own. Alpinestars make multiple versions of that.
Oh,
Yep.
they've got so many.
What about Alpinestars? Got the Tech Air 5, the Tech Air 7, the Tech Air 10, the Tech Air 5 Plasma. They're coming out with a motocross enduro one.
Well, this is the
back to
beauty
that
of the 5 Plasma is it's
It's an
compatible off-road. It's got
an
it's got
off-road
the
section.
different modes, so you can put it on road, race, or off-road.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this, that is a comfortable get-up. They used to be hot, heavy. I've worn a Tech Air
Yeah,
5.
and up underneath your armpits and whatnot.
I've worn a normal Tech Air 5. It was uncomfortable. I put on a 5 Plasma. I'm like, ooh, this is
Breathe.
manageable. Yeah, it breathes. It's lightweight. You can't even really tell that you're wearing it realistically. It can redeploy, so it's not a $1,300 per crash thing. It's a $200.
$200 and something
Because
dollars.
you
Yeah,
just replace the canister.
Yeah.
I've just got here 6 deployments before it requires replacing. That's a lot. Like if you're crashing 6 times,
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the way that I see it. It's like if you've gone down the road, right? But if you've deployed your airbag 6 times, I feel like the $1,300 is the least of your problems at that point.
yes,
You would probably be thanking it very much.
Absolutely.
you would be, and then you spend another $1,300 on maybe some advanced rider training.
But you know, there are different versions. And speaking of the race weekend, right? The Tech Air 7 has 2 canisters in it,
Oh,
so it can deploy and reset in the same race.
So it deploys after you crash.
Shrinks back up.
If your bike's still in good working order, get back on it, keep going. Something was wrong with the bike, and all of a sudden you go down again.
Yeah.
Another
I crashed
deployment.
because I lost the front because I had a cold tyre. It deploys. Cool. I didn't realise that when I crashed, I busted a radiator hose, and now I dumped coolant all over my rear tyre, and now crashed because of that. And the argument is that can re-protect you because it's re-armed in that same race.
That's cool.
or it'd be good for supermoto guys.
Because they're doing a lot of crashing.
They do. They do. It's really, really close quarters, like sharp.
But
like
in saying that with the supermoto guys, because obviously they got jumps, they would have to run it in.
Motocross.
motocross
motocross
mode.
mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it means if we're talking European supermoto or are we talking Australian supermoto? Because
Yeah,
Australian supermoto is all
Australians-
kart tracks. I
yeah.
don't know of any
Except
national-
Carnell. Carnell is on and off road.
Right, so that's a true
Yeah.
supermoto.
Yeah. It's in the center of the track. It's got its own little dirt jumps. It's really cool
I
supermoto
would
track.
love to do a supermoto track.
Have you seen
Yeah.
the ones over in Europe? How it's bitumen jumps.
Yeah,
Yeah. Right.
I've
You
been
would've
to a
seen it,
race.
yeah, there we go.
That is just
Almost said it.
that is something like on a bucket list you would have to go and see because they are nuts.
Yeah.
Like you imagine going over a concrete jump into a concrete berm and all of a sudden you overcook it, your front end's diving, and then you just smack into a concrete
And that's the
berm.
thing. I've done motocross crashing
That
already,
sounds like
and
it would
I don't
hurt.
know if I want to try that with bitumen.
With bitumen, yeah.
I've been off the back of a berm at Gap Creek. Can confirm, not fun.
Not fun, right? And,
No.
and now imagine that's bitumen,
Guardrails are hard enough.
right? Anyway, it's still cool. But the
Yeah.
whole thing is that I find from this is that the airbags are becoming a lot more accessible for the average day rider. And I have, I've got an airbag myself. It's not an Alpinestars brand. It's a different brand. I've worn that to and from work multiple times.
Yep.
It's comfortable. It's got the different settings, right? So I can change between, what have I got? I've got equestrian, which is hilarious.
Oh.
mine's
You've got horse-
yeah, mine's got a horse riding mode.
That's
right?
really cool, actually.
It's got horse riding, it's got road, it's got race, it's got enduro, it's got
That's cool you got enduro.
it's got enduro and it's got adventure.
Ah.
And then there's like adventure and then there's adventure race or rally race.
Oh, like rally. Yeah.
So if I was running Fink,
Yep.
I'd put it in a different setting to normal enduro
Right.
because
Think is
obviously-
like holy mode.
yeah, the algorithm changes on when it deploys to suit those different modes.
Yeah.
But it's crazy to think the technology and the coding that goes into this sort of stuff. Like,
Well, when the
you
rep was
think-
showing us the telemetry data and that,
Yeah.
it's mental. And this is all from a jacket that you're wearing. Like,
It's like a vest.
Yeah.
It's just like a suit vest, if you will. You
Yeah.
Zip it up, cool, done.
just nuts.
I just think about how many times people have crashed to get that data.
A lot. So it all
Yeah.
comes from MotoGP. Well, not all. Sorry, most of it
Most of
comes
it
from
would come
from MotoGP, and then a
Probably
lot.
Marquez, to be honest.
Look, he's fast, but he can crash.
Oh yeah.
So there we go.
Good. Yeah. That's some cool bit of kit.
So, tuning talk. This is where you go full nerd mode, and we need to reel you back, isn't it?
Yeah, this is where we sit here until he goes too far.
No, not this time.
Oh.
This is a good one for all three of us to talk about, which is why I put it in for this particular one because I wanted all three of us to talk about. Is the question is, should I tune my bike?
Yes.
Right. Like always, yes. No, because we do get this question, right?
We get it all the time.
like 100%. Guys ring up like, hey, I've put an exhaust on, I put air filter on. Should I tune my bike?
I
You
think
know,
I had
like
about 10 of those phone calls today.
yeah, it's a very very common question. So just sort of put
Which
it.
isn't stupid. Like,
It's not a stupid question, not at all.
It's actually a reasonable question.
Yep.
And it comes down to how long's a piece of string?
Yeah.
What bike is it?
exactly.
What modifications have you done? Do you still have a cat? Did you get rid of the cat?
Yeah.
Have you done other things? Have you de-restricted it? Have you changed air filters? Have you done what I've done and cut half the airbox off? Right.
But it also comes down to like, what are you looking for out of your bike personally, right?
Yeah, what do you
So-
want it for?
Yeah, and there is inherently nothing wrong with a stock motorcycle when it rolls out of the factory, right? But they have a bunch of emissions, noise and pollution to abide by, right? Which is why there are huge amounts of restrictions in the top ends of, say, like MT-09s, MT-10s, and that sort of thing, and a lot of Kawasaki's, and also why they all have that inherent problem of snatchiness. Like, you talk to any dyno tuner, whether it be car, motorcycle, truck, any of those sorts of things, they're all going to have a snatchy throttle response to some description, mainly because they've got emissions to abide by,
All their
which
Euros.
is and they got to run lean. It's just the only way they can get them through. So, like, if you're wanting to improve on your bike, not necessarily make more top end power or anything like that, you just want your bike to ride nicer, or your car or your truck as well. It applies to those as well. Then 100% tune your bike. Like, there's more to it than just power.
And this is the thing as well. It's like, okay, why are you tuning your bike? Do you just want maximum brag numbers for your dyno sheet? Right? You get H2, right?
Sorry.
Then
Yeah,
buy a
yeah.
H2.
Do you want maximum brag numbers so that you can sit at the pub with your mates and go, oh, my bike makes an extra 10 horsepower over your bike? Or do you want to tune your bike because you want it to be substantially better to just ride?
Yeah.
And that would be do you need to tune your bike? Well, do you just want the big number, or do you want rideability? Because
On that, I actually had two guys walk in, obviously mates, one guy walked in with a CBR 650. Oh no, sorry, it was an R7 first.
Yeah.
He goes, I want to tune my bike. I've just put an exhaust air filter. I want to clean it all up.
Yeah.
And I just want to tune it. I was like, yep, sweet. We ended up tuning it. And then his mates, they come pick the bike up. They've walked outside. His mates walk back and he goes, hey, I've got a CBR 650. Can we make more power than his R7? I was like, why do you want to do it? He goes, just for the fun.
So I've got more power.
I was just like, we can do that. He goes, cool.
Yeah, food for thought. But then,
Comes back, gets it tuned, and his mate walks in. He goes, "Oh, so what'd yours make?" He goes, 20 horsepower more than yours."
but this is the thing, right? I feel like people might come in for the gain in power. They want the more power, but then they leave understanding why they should have got it tuned maybe sooner, because then they find out how much more rideability they've got. And we get people with, some super bikes, they come in, they go, oh, I want, another 40 horsepower. I'm like, you've already got a 1000cc bike. You're not really using all that power anyway. Mm-hmm. Right? And they go, oh, I didn't make much more top end power compared to what it is to stock. And we just go, well, jump on it and ride it.
Yep.
Come back and then tell me what you think.
They come back with a grin on their face.
They go,
that
wow,
was so much better.
Feels so much nicer. The deceleration's better. It's got more torque here. It's got more mid-range. It's like, yes. And this is what so many people don't understand is a lot of the time the emission stuff is under the curve.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the full throttle 100% number, because every manufacturer wants to be able to say that they make 210, 220 horsepower.
Yep.
They all want to be able to say that they make that much power, so when you're at 100% throttle, the tune is pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
But it's when you're at 60% throttle at 4,000 RPM, 5,000 RPM, and
Yep.
you're just cruising down the road and then you crack that throttle on, that's where the tune really picks up from what I found.
Yeah.
Because instead of
Yeah,
bogging
100%.
down and lagging and taking
Yeah.
time, it's just like, all right, here we go.
Yeah,
Yep.
and when I back off the throttle, it doesn't feel like I've just grabbed a handful of front brake.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is where people, maybe it's a misinformation thing.
It is, and it's a not lack of information, but just maybe not as much information on it out there for people to understand.
See, that's like me being on the phones all the time. The amount of people that call up going, I can't find any information on the internet about
Because it
this."
doesn't exist.
Because it's just not there.
Yeah.
Because it's not talked about.
Or there is information out there, it's just not the correct information.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of misinformation on tuning. It's ultimately, in its most simplest state, tuning is just a recalibration of ones and zeros on an ECU. That is quite literally what I'm doing when I'm spinning a bike up, is recalibrating the ones and zeros in an ECU so that the bike will run better. We take data that's collected from the dyno, whether it be AFRs or the torque, the way the torque is being delivered on the dyno. If there's areas of the torque is dropping, we can look at ignition mapping and that as well, and throttle mapping as well. And we calibrate it to get the best out of it. Oh, excuse me. That's all it is. It's inherently all it is. And the way to do that, everyone's got their own different way of doing it. Ultimately in the end, we just want to try and get a bike that's going to ride nice. And the beauty with tuning these days is that we get control over a huge amount of maps and stuff available on the ECU, right?
That depends on your next point here, is which is
the different methods, and I'll get to that in a minute. Yeah. It's that with a product like Woolwich, for instance, like we're huge advocates of Woolwich for tuning, and like gives us so much control over the ECU and what we can do with the ECU. So we can make a bike that will make quite a bit of top end power. Won't go chasing it, but you can. But also rides nice throughout the rest of the curve.
I think if I was to do it all again, I would go for rideability, not horsepower.
Yeah.
Your H2 is a pig to ride.
Like you've ridden it on Q-ride courses. It's not. It doesn't like
Did
going
I
slow.
take a 290 horsepower bike on an RE's road ride? Yes. Was it excessive? Absolutely. It hated every bit of it.
Was it fun?
No, because it doesn't want to
Because
ride.
it's not nice to ride slow.
No, and
Because all it is chasing horsepower.
when we say slow, that includes 80 km/h zones. For that bike, it is slow. It is a pig to ride at anything less than 60.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Anything less than 80, it is just, it's not fun.
No. And this is the whole thing. It's like people go, I want maximum power. I'm like, do you really?
So that's at the extreme end too. You're talking something that's pushing huge amounts of boost, aggressive ignition curve, and same with ETV map to match it, sort of thing, right? It was designed to make big horsepower
As much
figures.
power as
If
possible.
we can dial it back. Not that you wanted to, because we were you're chasing a number for it, but you could have dialed it back and made it nicer throughout the whole rev range and that. But there was at a point where it was getting too far.
Yeah.
Like
But
but
I think
you can.
It's at the point now where if I was to take it back, I wouldn't like it because I'm used to
because
it
you
now.
become used to it, correct. But if I was to buy a H2 and build it, I might go stage 2 gears.
Yes.
You know, less boost, more rideability, because then I can enjoy it on the street with a normal ride.
If I was to do it again, I'd do the exact same thing.
Yeah, and this is the whole thing. It's like you need it to be rideable. And this is where the tuning of your bike, do you need to tune the bike? I don't know. Are you talking about you need to tune it from my bike's going to explode because of the modifications that I've done thing?
Then absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But also, do you think about the fact that maybe you need to tune, and I say need to tune, purely based off a rideability, everyday enjoyment of your motorcycle? Because how it comes from factory is good,
Yeah.
but it can be better.
It can
be
always be
improved.
improved. Yeah.
Especially, MT09, perfect example.
Yep.
Self-fuel car.
On or off throttles.
Yeah.
Those throttles are horrendous.
If you guys have ridden a stock Gen 1 or a Gen 2 MT09 that hasn't been tuned, you will understand absolutely what we're talking about. That's why probably one of the most common modifications to happen to a Gen 1 or 2 MT09 is everyone just goes, you need to tune it.
Yeah. 100%.
Right? Other bikes are like that, though.
MT10 is a good example. You get rid of the cat on those, and they have the
gone.
most revolting dead spot in the mid range. It is so noticeable.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I felt that on a S1000 as well.
Yes.
S1000
Yep, that's another one.
Massive dead spot when you delete the cat because people go, I want more noise, which I understand that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they go, it rides terribly.
Yep.
You know, but what do you do? So
You tune it, that's what you do.
That require tuning to fix that. The
I was
rest
gonna
of it's
say-
just I want it tuned.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, there is a few bikes that if you're asking yourself, should I tune my bike? There are a few that the answer is always yes. One of them, first and foremost, CBR 650R, if you de-restrict it. You cannot run that bike without a tune.
Do not ride your bike. Do not ride a CB or CBR 650 if you have de-restricted it.
Oh, not
Yeah.
even don't ride, don't start.
You will
Yeah, don't start it.
You
Yeah.
will melt pistons.
Yeah.
Yeah, so always get it tuned. We have a base map that we put on them to start with so that they are safe to even run on the dyno.
Like it doesn't need a
Right.
full custom tune, just a flash.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can put the de-restricted map into it
make
from
it
Honda.
safe.
Just
Yep.
something where it's not running super lean.
Yeah, so that is a must. That is a should I tune my bike? Yes, absolutely. I would almost put the MT10 in there because of that flat spot is. You see it on the
If
dyno,
you've
it's
done a cat
terrible. Yeah, if you've done a cat delete, sorry, yeah.
I would say if you've de-restricted your bike at all, definitely should really be considering a tune. CBRs, CBs, the 650 range from Honda needs a tune.
They 100% need it.
Right? I would also say that if you've deleted the cat out of any of your bikes,
Yeah.
Yes.
probably also want a tune.
Yep. The other big
Especially exhaust
one,
valves.
yeah.
ETV, yep. Butterflies.
The other one that's big and H2. Like you can't if you're going to put supercharger gears in them, like you cannot not tune it. You have to
can't
tune
ride
it. Yeah.
Because it'll push so much extra air through that motor. It's just not getting enough fuel.
No, you'll find that they'll probably have too much ignition in some areas of the map, not enough fuel. The thing will get hot.
That's actually been a big thing for ZH2s.
Yeah.
People haven't realised that if you put supercharger gears in them, you need to tune them.
It's not the H2 motor.
It's a completely ZH2 motors are completely different to H2 motors.
Yeah,
One's
they're a lot more
high comp,
fragile.
One's a low comp.
Yeah. Different internals,
Yeah.
cast internals, and
Like
one.
people go throwing all the H2 mods onto it, and then they go, I want 300 horsepower.
And they literally throw the crank out.
Impressive.
Morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the advantages basically of these bikes, right? I did say that we'd talk a little bit about the disadvantages, and I think the biggest one that probably comes all over mine straight up is warranty.
Warranty.
If you have a manufacturer warranty that you'd like to keep intact, probably don't tune your bike.
Recommend not tuning it.
But it's
Yeah.
also the thing, if you want to keep that manufacturer warranty intact, you probably shouldn't knock the cat out of it, and you probably shouldn't de-restrict it. And
It also comes into the next point that we've got, which is the different methods of tuning. So there are ways around that disadvantage, if which we'll segue into that now anyway. Is that if you do want to retain your warranty from say comparing a flash to say a piggyback ECU, and there's manufacturers like Dynojet, Rapid Bike, Bazaz. There's another one I'm trying to think. I can't remember off the top of my head. What's the one we use for Royal Enfield?
Oh,
Add this bit in here because I honestly cannot remember what it's called.
isn't it like X Fuel or something?
Yeah, I think it's like Fuel X or something.
Fuel X.
Fuel X, yeah. It's got a brand now. That's, yeah. But anyway.
We're talking about piggyback modules in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, you plug in over the top of everything. Usually it's no cutting and splicing, it's just patch harnesses for your injectors or for your ignition coils. It makes a very non-invasive way to be able to control the fuel over your bike. Now, the downside of that is you don't typically get as much access.
No, there is nowhere near as much control as what you get with a reflash, you know.
Especially if you're talking about the older Power Commanders, for example, it was fuel.
Fuel, that's it, yeah. Like a PC3 or the early PC5s, yeah.
I remember trying to do a Power Commander on my Grom. I just dumped fuel into it. Not as much fuel as I
Like,
could.
yes, more.
That's bogged now, pull it out.
Yeah.
And that's the thing there. It's like, okay, it's a little bit less invasive. I would like to look into whether it's actually still voiding warranty, because I'm sure if you took a massive deep dive into it, it probably does still void warranty because you're changing it from the manufacturer's spec. But it's also a lot less invasive than a full ECU rewrite.
Yeah. And if you take a Power Commander or a Rapid bike, Bazaz, we'll just say piggyback ECU for this, to a dyno tuner to get done, it's very, very hard to mess up a piggyback ECU. They've got parameters in them to stop you from going too far with the fueling. Yes, you can do it. It is certainly possible, and over a period of time, you can damage components in that. But you really have to royally mess it up. Like a good example is downloading maps for, say, the Dyno Jet, the Power Commanders.
US map and you're in Brisbane.
They're really rich. They're too rich. They're just putting way too much fuel in, and it's safer than being too lean. But some of them, I'd almost argue, are getting a little bit so rich that they're ball washing, you know, like it's, yeah. So if you get it done at a dyno, like I said, it's hard to mess up a piggyback ECU. So they're generally a lot safer way of getting a tune done. Some of the newer models allow you to do like ignition mapping and that as well. Again, it'll limit you with how many degrees advance and retard you can go in certain parts of the map. So
But on that,
inherently a bit safer.
there's even some manufacturers, because I know when I was working at Triumph actually have in their computer itself a tune for stock, exhaust, air filter, or both.
Yep.
To adjust the air fuel ratios to make it,
Which would just be an approximation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is, but obviously most of the time it's Triumph is Arrow as well.
I was going to say that'll be to suit their aftermarket exhaust they
it's
offer.
always for their factory Triumph Arrow exhaust.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which then you can just load it on and it won't matter one bit because it's made for that.
Yep.
Same as the Aprilias with their acro maps.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure BMW do one.
I'm actually
The
not
new
sure.
BMWs are pretty smart anyway.
Yeah,
they
BMW,
self-tune.
I am a huge fan of the way the Bosch system works on those. They have a wide band in both cylinder banks in the cylinder 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then they have a narrow band post-cat, and the thing, it works exactly the same way a modern car would. They've got fuel trims and that they do to, essentially self-tune itself within certain parameters. It is very cool.
It brings up a thing as well, is there's still benefits to tuning one of those, because at the end of the day, that ECU, when it's rewriting itself and redoing its own fueling, it's still going to the factory parameters.
Yes, yeah, it's got a window it's got to work within.
It goes,
yeah.
I need to get to X fuel ratio,
Yep.
but that also still meets emissions.
Yeah.
What we might want to do is get a little bit more power, a little bit more squeeze here, so we can adjust those parameters that it tries to tune to, which
Yep.
is where people go, oh, my bike makes its own adjustments. Yeah, so I don't need a tune. You don't need one, but you would still benefit from it.
Yeah,
because
100%.
You can adjust what's going on.
Yeah.
But again, that is going to be an ECU tuning only,
And
really.
the thing with BMWs is the biggest thing is changing the target AFRs it's searching for. So within its closed loop section, it's running Stoich 14.7 to 1, which is very lean, and that's going back to what we were talking about before. You still get a snatchy throttle. Now they mitigate that with ignition and throttle mapping. So that's generally why when you get on like an S1000 is the particular example I'm using here, they tend to ride a lot smoother than a Japanese bike, but they can still be improved. You can make the throttle a lot more aggressive while retaining the smoothness throughout the rev range, especially when you're transitioning between throttle positions and whatnot. So the more aggressive you make it, if you don't change those target AFRs, you notice it starts getting real snatchy. Yep. So
We're ready to rate some things.
you guys.
And now, some motorcycle trends.
Yeah, boy.
Trends. We did this last time. We're doing it again. Is the thing God tier? Yeah, nah, or are we putting it in the bin?
In the bin.
Lots of things went into the bin for me last time.
Yeah.
Right. Michael rated things as God tier that I feel like should have been in the bin, but hey, we're all allowed to have our own personal.
Well, that's what makes it interesting. You're right.
That would
Not
make
when you're wrong.
babies
Like,
cry.
Oh, shots fired. Shots fired.
so, how's this? We've got different things. I've added things as well because I just wanted to add another one, but
All right.
that's a secret one. Right.
I've already read it.
We're going to start off with big wings.
Big ol' wangs.
All these new bikes are coming out, like particularly if you look at the new super bikes, they are coming out with monstrous wings.
Which is hot.
Right. And I suppose this is where I'm conflicted about it. I like why they're doing it, which is typically for racing spec, and they want the specs so they can have the downforce for world superbikes and things like that.
Which they use. They use it.
They use
Yeah.
it, right? But that then means that they get it onto the R1, for example, and that just now is factory delivered because it has to be so that they can race it. But now it's
everyone's
everyone's
like,
riding
"Look
to
at
and
my
from work with
wings."
massive wings.
Wait, but what about, and I want to include this in here, your AliExpress
I was
clip-on
literally-
wings.
I was about
that
to
you
bring
put
that
on in
up.
front of your MT-09, the
Oh.
mustache.
Look, okay.
There's actually ones on the MT-09 that are the underbelly ones, which look like canards.
Yeah, right. Okay.
How's this? I'm going to go, yeah. But
Why?
don't buy your AliExpress stuff thinking that it's going to create downforce. Just buy it because you think it looks cool. That's
Yeah.
fine.
If
Move
anything,
on.
it creates drag.
Drag, yeah.
Yeah, it does. Like, well, you think about it, right? The wing is designed to create downforce on the front, right? Needs to create a substantial amount of downforce, somewhere between the 10-ish sort of kilos to 15.
And your Rizoma wing mirrors aren't going to do that.
You could probably put more force through a Rizoma wing mirror than you can an AliExpress plastic one. Like, if you put 10 kilos of force through that, you'll probably pull it off the bike, right? So 100% it's not going to serve any performance benefits whatsoever. But some of them can look rad.
It just looks cool.
No, if you,
Some of them could look
if
rad,
you
yeah.
can't hang a 5 kilo weight off the end of it and it not snap, it probably isn't working how you think it is.
No.
No.
And I can guarantee you at 100 or plus
It's not.
when you're on the track, it's
Oh, yeah.
Shoot a floppy.
it's waving at everyone.
Yeah, you see the slow-mo footage of like MotoGP and stuff and all the wings moving.
The
in.
Aprilia
They actually
wings.
do move, yeah, the carbon ones.
Those Aprilia wings, the ones that actually like flex as it gets faster to create like a flatter plane for more downforce.
It's like it's like
that
an
is some nerd
exponential
stuff.
thing, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
the more downforce it creates, the more downforce it creates.
Because they start like this and they end like this.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it seems like all the big manufacturers for their superbikes are coming out with wings. I suppose Yamaha's probably the last to the party when it comes to the new R1, the 25 R1, big wings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't.
But even
think-
still,
oh, the
they're an
ZX10 doesn't.
aftermarket accessory.
The ZX10 doesn't have massive wings yet.
you know which ones I do like because I'm not a huge fan of them. For me, they're kind of in between that. Yeah, nah. But the ones that I would say are high up in the air, the R9 wings.
I haven't
The
seen
little
one in
ones.
person.
Yeah,
yet.
yeah. From front on, they're small. They're built
Yeah.
into the fairing, and it looks so good.
See,
I reckon
need-
that looks really
I
good.
really need to see one of those in person.
You know what? I'll give the God tier pass to for wings.
What's that?
M1000.
No, we had this on the last
M1000
episode.
Comp.
Oh,
I'm here for it.
oh! I went and saw one in person.
Yeah, but it looks sick.
Like I could have a nice romantic candlelit dinner with my wife on that thing.
You almost did today with that S1000, the M spec.
Yeah, when I had the S1000 RR M Sport.
M Sport, sorry.
Big
Yep.
wings.
Yeah, with the big wings. Wasn't as big as the
M.
M1000,
Still
but
big enough.
I was still fangirling a little bit.
So what are we saying? I'm saying yeah. You're saying
I'll say yeah.
yeah.
I'm saying God
You're
tier.
good, yeah. That was
I'm the guy
okay,
with wings
okay.
hanging off his bike.
Let me
yeah. Well, you've got what 5 of them on there, don't you?
4. So I've got the 2 uppers
Only.
and the 2 lowers.
Right.
But
Only 4.
so my thing is
5 would be excessive.
has to come factory. I like factory fitted wings.
Mm.
Or factory option.
or factory option
Right.
like
That is going to be
R1.
really hard to put in a graphic. I'll just make it text and then go.
What?
Did you not see the graphic that I had to make for the last episode? No. And I was making the pictures moving into the thing.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm saying God tier only for factory optioned or factory fitted wings, M1000s or the whole
The premium
S1000
bikes.
range.
Yep.
Aprilia, oh mate,
Oh, like the X,
no, even just the
The Toronto.
RSV4.
the Dyno X,
the
and the
X,
RSV4
that's
X
nice.
with a massive wing on the front of it.
Not a fan of the new Ducatis. I still think the last gen V4s are good. Superleggera wings. And the H2 wings.
So essentially,
H2
you're saying
R
unless
wings.
you have a $50,000 plus motorcycle, you don't like the wings.
Yeah.
That's essentially what you just said. Like,
Sorry, but yeah. R9s are only 26.
you just said you haven't seen one yet.
Yeah, but they're still a factory fitted wing.
There's plenty of.
It just defaults. If it's factory fitted, it's just got to look good. It's God tier.
But mainly because you get all these cheap aftermarket, like what you were saying, these cheap aftermarket wing bolt-on kits and everything. It just doesn't suit it. And I absolutely despise Rizoma wing mirrors.
So that's another thing.
That's in the bin.
The whole 2 kilos at 300k an hour. That is, the wing mirrors are in the bin. That is like incinerator.
All right. Radar assisted cruise control. So what are we talking about with like the MT-09 Tracer GT?
BMW R1250 RT Plus have it as well.
The
1290 Super Duke.
Yes.
Really?
Yes,
Oh,
they do now.
yeah,
Yep.
and also-
Well, it's
what about-
1390 now.
1390.
What about the-
1290 did it on the Super Adventure as well, I believe.
Does
Okay.
the S1000XR have it?
I actually don't know. I haven't really
I'll have to
kept
look
up
at
with
that.
the new
Yeah, I don't think
XR.
I'll just make this easy. It's in the bin.
You don't like it?
I don't like my motorcycle making decisions for me.
We're going back to this conversation we had earlier in the
Yeah, I know,
podcast,
right?
right?
Yeah, I see
Is
the
it a
cool
good
part,
move?
but
Is it a
yeah.
good move forward with technology? Here's another discussion for another
understanding,
day.
Maybe you guys can help me with this. My understanding of how radar assisted cruise control on bikes works is it just rolls off the throttle and coasts you. Does it apply brakes?
That is actually a good question.
That
I
is
don't
a
know.
good point, 'cause I know
Let
in
me
cars
find it on
applies
Google.
brakes.
Yeah. If my motorcycle brakes for me, that can go in the bin.
Yeah, I would
I
not be
doubt
keen
it
on that.
could. Ooh.
I'm about to Google it.
It would
so
have
hang on.
to
It's
have
got
an
an ABS.
electronic ABS module
Which
of
is-
some sort that could
Which it does. That's how ABS works.
that could be set up through cruise control that would hit the brake. If it hits the brake for you, that's in a bin.
In the bin.
Because
I
if
don't-
you're
yeah.
sitting there cruising
And it goes,
down the highway and all of a sudden it jams on the brakes and you're in the car, like
Does it do the brakes?
I think it would have to because it adjusts your speed quite a bit.
Yeah,
so
but I've been in adaptive cruise cars before where it just backs off the throttle. And then if you catch up with the car in the front, then it goes, well, you should probably just brake.
I've actually been in one that hits the brakes for you.
Elliot had a Merc that used to self-drive. It's terrifying.
Most of the new hybrid cars,
It's terrifying.
like my sister's got some hybrid Kluger or something. The Volvo SUV
Yeah.
that has essentially self-drove. I had one in England and I had one for a week. I literally just sat there with my finger on the steering wheel and it would just cruise.
Ooh.
It scared the shit out of me for a while, but it got to the point I was just like, this is sick.
Oh
What?
no, I think it does control brakes.
Oh, in the bin.
Oh, in the bin. I don't
Right.
feel like Supermaning over my bike.
I'll clarify this for those.
Yep.
If it uses the brakes, it's in the bin for me.
No.
If it doesn't use the brakes, it's nah.
Cruise control in general is a yeah for me.
Yeah, this
Only
is-
on.
Yeah, this is the radar assist
Ah.
specific.
Yeah, specific
See?
radar assist, yeah. Because it mentions here that as you hit a corner, as the lean angle increases, the braking and acceleration dynamics are limited.
Whoa.
Hey?
Which means that if you cruise control into a corner and you lean it into a corner, it limits the braking so you don't tuck
So
that front
it
end.
starts utilising mid-corner ABS. Yeah. In the bin.
I'm gonna say yeah.
Really?
I'm gonna say yeah.
Ooh.
Only in certain situations.
That you would want your motorcycle braking for you.
There has to be like surely.
There would be a fail-safe in there.
Yeah, I was gonna
They
say
could
surely
just
the
jam it on.
the nerds at BMW, and I mean nerds with the utmost respect, surely they would understand a riding dynamic, right?
Correct.
So
But maybe
surely
this-
they would take into consideration the fact that if you've got radar assist cruise control going, that too much brake can cause issues. So there's a certain range that the bike could
There'll be
use.
Unless it
studies.
was-
They have done research for this, no doubt. Right? But this is also potentially me not owning a single motorcycle that has electrics.
Yeah, right.
I don't even have bikes with none of my bikes have ABS.
No, well, neither do either of mine. So
No.
See, the only thing that would be yeah for me, like a god tier, was if it used rear brake instead of front brake.
yeah, well, it doesn't say what,
So it
what the
doesn't
brake split
just,
or
like,
anything is.
dive to the front. It just
See, this is the thing though. On an R1250 RT, it's got the telelever front end, so even if you grab
It
front,
doesn't dive.
it doesn't dive. It sits flat. Yeah.
Look, all right, final votes. I'm putting it in the bin.
yeah,
Josh,
yep,
in the bin?
no.
Oh, you're just saying yeah.
Yeah, I'm with Josh. I'm going but
Yeah.
only because I've ridden them and I know how good they feel on the road.
You've ridden a radar assist cruise control
Heaps.
bike
Yeah.
with it on.
Yes. I had to. The first one that I ever had come through the shop, I was like, I got to ride this. And I got to see what it does. So you go up behind a car, closer than you probably should, and you hit it and it goes, brrr, and then continues riding on. You're like, this is really weird.
Maybe it's because I haven't ridden one.
It's really weird.
The KTM Super Adventure.
Time being, I'm still saying it. I want it in the bin.
It's definitely a don't knock it till you
Okay.
try it sort of thing.
We'll get you on one.
All right, big LCD dash displays with complicated rider mode.
Yeah, I
What are we
say this-
defining as complicated.
So
Every BMW ever.
I actually think BMW's rider modes are a lot easier than like an R1.
Yamaha is what I would. Yeah,
Yamaha's-
get into the actual adjustments of the suspension.
You and I are used to, well, all three of us are used to the way Yamaha dashes work, right? But like if
Go
you,
through this. Go through.
Do you
this,
know
go
what's
through
funny
this,
though?
yeah.
The first time I ever had one, I think it was an MT10 SP.
yeah.
I got into that and I was able to figure out that within 5 minutes. I still to this day cannot figure out a BMW dash.
Huh? BMW dashes are easy.
No idea.
Says the guy that spent years working.
You
for
push the
BMW.
button.
What button?
The mode button, the button on the right
One
hand
of
side
the
that says
20?
mode.
And those little dongle wheel things.
Are
The
you
dongle
talking
wheel
about
things.
adjusting as in changing from street to sport to track, or are you talking about adjusting specifically traction control levels,
Oh,
Don't.
both.
ABS levels?
Yeah,
Both.
no. I can change the mode from rain, road, street, rider, but I have yet to be able to find out how to adjust traction control, ABS,
Slide and slip.
slide.
On some BMWs, I don't think you can. Like if you go base model S1000s, that from memory, I don't think there's a huge amount of adjustment that you can get through them. You just get the rider modes, right? Simple. Well, how it should be for a road bike, right? But if you want to do the same on, say, an MT09 or an MT10 modern, one of the current generation ones, right? It's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, if you didn't have your rider's manual and you weren't cluey about that sort of thing, what the hell is 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yeah, or AB
Yeah.
standard. I mean, that's
Yeah.
easier to
See, I
figure
used to
out.
think standard was like the main mode, like the best mode on MT09.
Well, it's just because it always defaults to that every time you turn it off before you tune
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should tune one.
it.
And then, yeah, I got to the point, it actually got tuned and he goes, why are you in standard?
Put it in A
What
mode.
do you mean? He goes, like A mode is the mode that you get the best throttle control at. And I was like,
But yeah, it's just more like for the average Joe, I feel like these larger LCD dashes with way too much control over what you're doing is unnecessary. And for me, I'm going to say nah. If you're going track riding and you're trying to set up a bike for going on the track or racing, or you're a little bit cluey, a bit more cluey, and you want to know the nerd side of things, then yeah, okay, then yeah, I can see the novelty of it, right? Me included. But for the average Joe, like the majority of people that are out there riding bikes, I think these dashes are too much.
I don't think so. I'm going to say it's I'm not going to say it's God tier because there are complicated ones, and Yamaha's probably not the most intuitive way of doing it compared to other manufacturers.
User-friendly is probably a better word.
But the thing is, I would argue that the people that aren't going to be super switched on are also the people that don't really care.
Yeah, well, that's a good point.
Jump on it, they're just going to ride it.
Yeah.
And they're going to go, ride a mode 1, what's that feel like? Ride a mode 2, oh, that feels a little bit different.
Or they're not even going to know that sort of thing exists. And like you said, someone will turn around one day and go, why are you riding on this mode?
Yeah, and they'll just leave it how it is, and they'll learn to love it exactly how it is, and they'll still enjoy riding their bike.
Or they won't love it and then go, this R1 feels way slower than it should be. Dude, you're in like rider mode 4. That's like raid mode.
And look, but it's also, I don't think many people, and maybe this is us getting our own sort of confirmation bias here, is how many how many of you not regular
The
street
average rider.
Yeah, the regular street rider, how many of those guys are actually going into the settings of the dash to change rider mode specifics?
I'm taking myself out of the equation because when I have my ZX10, I used to do it regularly.
I do it. Yeah, I mean, the i9 doesn't have the ability to do it. The R6 is just how it is. But like,
I do it on my Z all the time.
Like,
What, changing your exhaust?
but this is because we're in the industry.
Yeah.
We would do it naturally anyway because we all want to play around with what the bike can do. When I took Elliot's Super Duke home, I would be in the dab, flick this, flick that, change this, change that, because we've got 1,001 settings, and I want to know, how do I make this bike feel as good as what I want it to feel like?
Put that in track mode and then poop your pants when you realize that when you wheelie it, it's got no decel compression.
At all.
Like, at all. It just like, it's like a two-stroke goes, wee, and you're like, oh, rear brake.
And I'm going to say it's a yeah thing. Or maybe it's even, I'll up it, actually. I'll go God tier because it's for those of us that want to play with it, yes, maybe it's a little bit complicated, but for the average Joe, it doesn't really matter because you're not going to adjust it anyway. So why does it matter that it's hard to do because you weren't planning on doing that to begin with?
You're going to ride the bike that you bought as it came from then on.
Exactly.
You're not going to be touching it.
It's a good point.
I'm saying God tier for pretty much the same reason. Like,
I'm still sticking mine in nah.
I like them.
Only because it's unnecessary. I like rider modes, just simple rider modes.
See, for me, as long as I can turn traction control on, I'm happy.
One of the hoolies.
Here we go. Fully electric motorcycle.
Okay, what?
Where are you using them?
Where are we starting? What are we talking about? Are we talking about Surons or are we talking about the live wire?
Both. We're talking all of them.
I would own, and I haven't ridden one, so this is a bold statement, but I really want to jump on, or if I want to ride a supermotard Stark.
Yes.
The Stark Vag.
Yes.
Yep.
90 horsepower supermoto just seems like proper Nude of 900 territory.
That is.
Ooh.
So if that's what we're talking about, I'm all for it.
Where do we buy one?
There's a supplier around us. They're just not cheap. Right? But if we're talking about what electric bikes are now, I'm going to say they're I'm going to say that they're a yeah for me. I still much prefer my internal combustion.
Yeah.
I like the noises. I like the feel. I like what that does. But
not comparing it to an internal combustion. Just by themselves.
As itself, the current generation electric bike, they'll say yeah.
Did you ride that electric scooter that one of our students brought in a little while back?
That thing's cool.
Yeah, like that was fun. It was really weird. You put it in full power mode and it's a scooter and the thing is quiet as, I think it was belt driven, wasn't it? Yeah. It was just so quiet to ride and you're cruising along at like 60k an hour and you just punch it and it's so quiet. It's just wind. That's all you get. It is the strangest sensation, but it was so much fun.
If you're going for hood rat, if you're going to do, like, I'm bad for this. I used to have a Grom. We'd go down to
the industrial
days. We would have the loudest exhaust. I mean, those wraparound zooms. We would go down there. You can hear us from blocks away. If you go out on an electric bike, nobody's ever going to be able to tell you're even there. So you're not disrupting people.
Yeah, that's a good point.
A nuisance. You're not going to get the cops called on you, only if some Karen comes around the corner and be like, oh, doing wheelies on the street.
Well, you shouldn't be doing wheelies on the street anyway.
I mean, valid point to a point, but yeah,
but
like, you can see where they're coming from.
Fox Road, for instance. We got permission. It was private block. On weekends, we could go down there and we could just
do hood rat.
Yeah.
We would have the cops come up and just sit there on their lunch break watching.
And this is where I'm also probably more in the category, is because of the noise side of things, particularly because we're so close to Lakeside. Now, you got to ask yourself this.
Yeah.
Okay, Lakeside has a lot of noise restriction problems.
Yeah.
Okay, if you got to make a choice, and this is for you guys as well, if you got to choose never ride Lakeside again or only ride Lakeside on an electric bike,
Take the
I'd be
electric
there on the
bike.
live wire.
Yeah.
exactly.
I wouldn't care.
It
what
allows
bike I'm
these
riding.
tracks to potentially not get shut down because people buy a house next to a racetrack and then get upset about the noise. But anyway, that's a different thing.
If you are that person, stop watching and just
I don't think
leave. Yeah, go away.
I'm
I
pretty
don't want
sure
you
they
here.
hate motorcycle.
I don't want
This
you
is
here.
the thing. I think it allows us access to continue doing what we love. It's unfortunate. Yeah, exactly. And I find it's unfortunate to see that potentially we're seeing a phase out of internal combustion motors. I don't like the electric bike replacing the internal combustion,
No.
but I do like what it can provide as its own thing.
Yeah.
So I'll go Josh?
I'm going, yeah.
I'm
like
also
them.
in, yeah.
I like riding them.
I agree.
Cool. That also leads us on to the next one, which is automatic bike.
In the bin.
In the bin. No, because we were talking about what Ducati were doing with it, and what Ducati is doing with it.
That's
Is-
not automatic.
No, that's true. Actually, it's a good point.
Automatic for me.
Oh, I'm thinking auto clutch.
Automatic
Yeah.
for me. Auto bike is CVT.
Oh, that's okay. No, that's in the bin.
Okay.
CVT or the.
But you got to think about that.
Africa Twin.
Most scooters.
I don't like the auto Africa Twin. I've ridden
like
heaps of them.
The Auto Africa Twin.
I see the appeal, but personally,
No,
I
I
don't
wouldn't
enjoy
buy it.
riding them.
But I think about it as someone with a disability.
Yeah.
If you've got a disability
I'll say for
and you can only ride with and not use a clutch,
Mm.
if you're an older generation, you've got arthritis or something, makes it easier and keeps you on a bike.
I 100% agree with that.
Okay, that's a
I
good
actually
point.
had a Q-Ride student years and years and years ago. He only had one arm.
Yeah.
And he rode a Ducati Diablo.
Yeah, right.
Right. Yeah. So he was missing his right arm, and he actually had an accident. He ran into a car. That's how he ended up losing his arm. But so he only had his left arm, right? And because obviously the throttle's now on the left-hand side, he was the only person that was allowed to ride that bike because it was an ADR change. Blah blah.
Yeah.
But for the perspective of allowing people to continue to ride, which is also sort of the argument for e-clutch bikes, allowing people to come in and ride and enjoy this sport,
And
having
stay on a bike.
an automatic bike, cool.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because what he had was left-hand throttle, left-hand front brake with a custom-made centrifugal clutch.
Right.
That's cool.
It was
on
cool.
On a Diablo.
Yeah. Being able to still ride something like that is okay. Look, for that comment alone, I'll push mine into
Yeah.
I'll go, yeah.
See, I'm saying God tier.
Actually, for the ability for people that maybe wouldn't be able to continue to ride to still ride, yeah, I'll go God.
Like, I'm not sure if that was the reason for them to make an automatic bike, but I'm saying God tier. If it keeps people in doing something they love to actually keep on riding a bike, 100% God tier.
yeah.
There you go. All right. I've got my +1 here.
What's your +1? Because I don't have it on my notes.
Undertail exhaust.
Oof. God tier. Wait. Are you talking aftermarket or factory?
I'm just talking the bike that comes out from the factory with an undertail exhaust. We're talking CBRs.
The CBR 600, 07, 08,
If I
just
don't
like
have
Yeah. V4s.
Oh, mate, it is God tier unless you bring me in a Ducati exhaust.
oh,
that
the
is
V2 with
undertailed. If it
the
is a V2 or a V4, that is in the bin.
No.
the installation is in the bin.
If you're the person that just gets to see the end result of a
God
thick undertail, it's got.
But when
You
I
only
spend
don't like-
14 hours fitting an exhaust,
Oh,
in
I
the
can
bin.
understand why you want to put it in the bin, but if I'm the customer that gets the really cool exhaust after it, God tier.
If
You
you
only
own the
don't-
gold V2 and you're watching this, I'm sorry, but every bit of your exhaust install, I hated. Turned
Except-
out mint.
except the end result. That was
that's
sick.
what it turned
And it-
out mint.
Tuned up really nice too.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Undertail exhaust, yeah. Yep, full God tier.
Do you know on that? Do you know there's one exhaust undertail that I would happily die with?
Grom.
No.
VTR
And it was the
1000.
Brutali 1000 double.
Oh.
Is that the one with?
Hasn't it split? Yeah, it's not like two at the top and then two on the side or something.
It's kind of like angled.
Yeah, that's sick.
That is,
That's sick.
that just does it.
I just like the look of the MVs in general. Dragster 800 RR.
Unless it's an R1 Toki exhaust.
Toes.
Oh, the toes.
Oh, those are just in the bin.
The slash cut.
Yeah.
Next bit.
Ride learning to ride section.
Yeah,
What are we doing
boy.
here?
This was Josh's suggestion.
Was it?
For a few. When I say a few weeks, it was like nearly a month and a bit ago. Purchasing your first motorcycle.
What do you need to look for? New or second hand? Good go-to model. Red flags. We've got a few red flags that we can add to that.
Yeah,
So you've
100%.
just got your license, right? You're going to go buy your first motorcycle. Big moment.
Yeah.
Particularly if you've never ridden dirt bikes before. This is potentially your first two-wheeled thing. What do we need to look for when we're inspecting the bike? Well, I suppose the basics to start off with: brakes, chain of sprockets,
Tight.
Your
tires.
consumables. Yeah.
Leaks.
Yeah, leaks. Yeah, it shouldn't be making a puddle,
No.
right? Is the bike hot before you get there?
Yeah.
Yeah, if the bike's
Touch the engine case, not the exhaust. Right.
Why don't you touch the exhaust?
Touch the engine case. If it's warm, they've run it already.
Yeah.
Typically, from what I've found, is that means that they're trying to mask a cold start or a starting issue.
Which isn't so much of a problem these days as it used to be, because bikes used to be carbureted quite. It was more like you'd see more carbureted bikes than anything. Now with the fuel injected bikes and that, it's not as much of an issue. But for me, that's still a red flag as to like, you know, why is it? We'll ask the question: why is the bike hot? Why is it been run?
That's like
you
when
know?
I used to buy and sell bikes. I did it as like a little side hustle to make a bit more coin.
Yeah.
I would always, like, the first thing I would say when going to inspect a bike and teeing up time is make sure it's cold when I get there.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I want a stone cold bike.
And this
Yep.
is also the thing as well. It's like if you're pre-running the bike to warm it up before I get there, this now makes me think that you're trying to mask other problems anyway.
Yeah.
Even
like
if
you're
it's not a
hiding
cold start issue, it's like we've started off with the basic thing of just make sure it's cold, and you couldn't do that. So
Yeah,
what else?
what else has
do I
been
now need to
hidden?
Look for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That also
so-
comes to like when you, and obviously we're exclusively talking secondhand here, is that the condition of the bike, how is it presented to you? Because if it's presented to you and that it's covered in dirt or it's or road grime or something like that.
Genuinely not bought bikes because of that before. I
Yeah.
just showed up and it's covered in dust. It's dirty, and it's like, well, you're trying to sell this to me, and you couldn't even be bothered to spend
To
10
clean
minutes
it.
to wash it.
Yeah.
This now makes me think that if you can't do that most basic thing, well, then what's the chances that you did all the servicing and the maintenance?
It's
up to
very
that
slim.
point?
See, that's,
Yep.
I've done the exact same thing. I CBR 1000. I think I went to Sunny Coast or something for this bike.
Yep.
It was sitting in the front yard. Obviously, old mate had it sitting out there ready for me to rock up. I rocked up. Thing looked like it did bush bashing.
Oh no.
I kept on driving.
Yeah.
I just said to him, I was like, hey mate, seen the bike, not happening.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because if you see a bike that's in that condition, they
Nothing
obviously
else has
don't
been
care
done.
about
Yeah.
it.
Yep. We're talking a lot about the technical aspects of it, but like, if I pull it back just a little bit, like, what's some of the decisions that go into choosing a model or a style or something
Can you
like that?
comfortably
Like,
fit on the bike.
ergos is a big one. Yeah.
That is the biggest one.
Can
Yeah.
you go with the weight?
Yep.
If you're a smaller rider, maybe your first motorcycle shouldn't be a high-end lamb's body.
Just because TikTok has CBR 650s and R7s doesn't mean you should get one.
But like,
one
if
of
you're
those
a
people.
shorter or a smaller rider that can't lift a heavy motorcycle, well then don't go buying the biggest lamb's bike that you can get for your first bike.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and you'll see small people being able to ride bigger bikes quite easily, but that's because they've gotten the fundamentals down first. And for what I've seen from the learner perspective is when you are beginning to ride and you make a small mistake, you don't want that small mistake to end up with you're on the floor.
Yep.
With a heavier bike, that's what happens. When you know how to make the bike stop and not make the small mistake, well, then you can get away with the bigger bike because you know how to ride bike.
Yeah.
Learn to ride bike before you buy big bike.
Yeah, but like we've got customers that are shorter riders and they're on bigger bikes. And he was just here, you know, one of them we're here today. He's a shorter person himself, and he's just like, "Oh, I just bought an MT10."
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I'm like, "That's a big bike."
Yeah.
Hey,
But
mate.
he can ride it just fine because he
He-
knows how to ride a bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's had, inherently
He's
had
been
the.
riding for a long time. I've known him for years. He had CBR 500, and then he got a Trident, and now he's got an XSR 900. And
Yeah.
now he's on an MT10
Yeah,
because
so-
he's learned to step up from that fundamental of learning how to control a bike.
Yeah, it's not the person that struggles to lift up a CB125 and then goes, oh, I'm going to go buy a CBR 650.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
Some good examples of, like, depending on what category you're going for. I always say choose a category that got you into the bikes in the first place. What bike did you look at and go, oof, I can see myself on that? Like, if you're into, say, like a Harley, for instance, my first go-to for a cruiser, learner cruiser, is always going to be the CMX 500.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say XG 500.
No, I'm not a fan of those. The CMX 500 is a solid platform. It's got the CBR 500 engine, twin cylinder. It's basic. It's got more than enough go to start off with. It's got a narrow seat at the front and it's low to the ground, so you can touch the ground really easily. But when you actually got your legs up and you're cruising, it's wide at the back. It's comfortable. It's a great cruiser to start on. If you go on a like sports bike, you can look at like. Still sticking with it.
Away from the 300s.
Yeah, 300s are good.
R3s, Ninja 3, 4, 500.
Yeah.
CBR 300.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yep.
Right? If you like the naked bikes, CBs. I would honestly say, and this leads on to, what are some good models? I'd say, look, pretty safe bet with most Japanese bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some other brands out there that are not Japanese that I would steer away from. There's brands that we don't work on as a workshop because we can't get parts, constant problems, blah, blah.
Yeah.
They'll remain nameless. But also, the new CF motos aren't bad.
Yeah.
I used to be a big advocate for do not touch a CF motor.
Yeah.
I used to absolutely say stay away from them. But now,
new ones,
I would happily, if I was to start my licensing all over again, I would be all over the 450.
The 450 SR. It's a really good looking
It
bike.
looks cool. Yeah.
I saw one riding on the weekend, and honestly, I was just like, that is hot.
Well, maybe this is the thing. Okay, let's all go around the circle. If you had to go back to a Lamb's bike right now, what bike would you get?
Is this a recommendation for other people or just personally what I get?
Because I already know mine.
I know mine and I've owned it.
Street Triple 660.
Ooh, that puts that into perspective.
That is a good choice. Yeah.
MC22.
Just want that little screamer.
It was just so much fun in such a forgiving package. Yeah. And I crashed it because I was stupid.
Since he said that, it's been kind of torn.
You could get a little screamer. You could get that triple sound.
My ZX2 was probably the most fun bike I have ever ridden. You can hold that thing in first gear for 30 seconds, flat at chat,
I just changed my
still
mind.
be in first.
Doing 50.
I just changed my mind.
But
Go on.
I would have to go an Aprilia RS660.
Yeah, that was going to be my second, but I've just changed my mind. CB400 Super 4. VTEC.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Comfy, does all the things. If you want to take it on the track, you can. It's going to be comfy for going long distance. You can commute on it. It's reliable as all hell, and it sings. And then you hit that VTEC. It's just so good.
Here's the thing, right? New or second hand? I want to say it depends. If you've got the
first bike,
okay.
If
second hand all the time.
There are times where I would say that you should buy a brand new bike to start off with.
Hear me out, when?
Right?
I want to hear him out.
You have zero mechanical knowledge.
Okay, yep, done.
I was going to say, he always manages to change my mind because I've always gone second hand, but like...
And that's because we can all work on our own bikes. If you have no idea and you just want to ride the bike because you like motorcycles and you're not going to be spinning spanners on your motorcycle, get a new one, you get manufacturer warranty, they do all the servicing, and you're not going to buy a lemon. Because how many people are out there that aren't comfortable with doing their own pre-sale, pre-purchase inspection? Yeah,
and you get that new thing going on and you often skip quite a lot of important things. I still do it and I'm a mechanic.
Yeah. and you get the rose-coloured glasses on and you go, wow, that's just sick.
New shiny thing. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you get the scummy seller that's trying to mask something that you didn't know to pick up on. I've done the exact same thing. I bought a CRF 250R that didn't have fourth gear.
Ooh.
Nice.
That's fine. You've got all the other gears that you can use.
But you only got to third?
Well, it turns out after a couple of years of owning it, I figured out that I could go 1, 2, 3, double click fifth.
Yeah, right.
Oh, so you go 1, 2, ba ba ba. Oh, da, 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 da.
No, you go.
It's just a trials bike.
Yeah, but like this is the thing. It's like that was I've always been mechanically minded and test rode it even in his backyard. But obviously he knew that in his backyard I wasn't going to be able to run through the gears, or I didn't think to run through the gears.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're that person, just buy a new bike. Or if you need to get finance, you're probably going to want to buy a new bike because it's easier and it's going to be on finance. So you're going to want to hold it for longer. That's where I would say buy new.
I apologise for the technical difficulty. Now we are on a different camera because my phone has died. So
Here is my face.
Welcome to the Forehead Podcast.
no, it's good. I can still see my hoodie.
So where we're at, right? I'm going to say that sometimes you should buy a new bike if you're not going to be the one that does all the mechanical work on it and you don't know what you're looking at and you're going to get it on finance and you just need the thing that does the stuff.
Right.
That's where I'll say new bike. Understanding, though, that if we're going to talk about statistics, you're going to drop it.
Yeah, 100% you will
Crash
drop
gauge.
it.
You put a cage in it, right? Chances are, though, you might drop it. And understand that if you've just gone out and bought a new bike, you might now drop your new bike.
That's why we don't go out and spend $26,000 on a brand new RE bike if you are still a nervous rider.
Yeah. Just an inexperienced rider.
Yeah.
And this also goes for the dirt bike rider that's been riding for 15 years. You are inexperienced on a road bike on the road. There is the level of inexperience that I feel like
Road riding is so different.
There is no cars on a motocross track.
But it's all the other things too, like lane positioning and being able to identify what traffic is doing around you. This is off a tangent a little bit, but
yeah, and that's where I would say a new bike is maybe the thing. Do you guys have weigh-ins on that, or have I just managed to sway both?
no, I see the point. I still think a second-hand is a better way of going. When it doesn't have to be. Yeah, but it doesn't have to be a really like crappy old bikes that's secondhand. It can still be like a almost
2020.
Yeah, get a 2021 with 10,000 Ks on it or something like that. Yeah, but they're still modern. It's still relevant. It shouldn't have any major issues. But
Potentially still manufacturer warranty. Yeah.
the biggest red flag that I would stay away from for buying your first bike is stay away from a bike that's been de-restricted. I think that's one of the biggest ones. Like if you're learning to ride a bike, you don't want to be going straight on a de-restricted bike. Not only that, is it been de-restricted properly?
Yep. Red flags for me, and this isn't even necessarily a thing, this is going to be when I look at a bike and it's covered in China parts. Now, I'm not necessarily worried about the China parts, but if you can't show me the bits that you pulled off, now I think that you've just thrown this down the road and you're trying to cover it up with the cheapest fix you could get.
Yeah.
If I'm seeing Chinese clip-ons and levers and rear sets and fairings that
Monster
aren't
fairings.
yeah. And look, there's a time and place, but now if you're replacing all these things, and I go, hey, have you got the stock rear sets? And they go, oh no, sorry, I threw them out. Why'd you throw them out?
Yeah.
Have you got case savers on your bike? We've had that happen here. You go to do a service on a bike, you pull the case saver off.
It's like
JB welded.
Or the case saver is JB welded to the case.
Yeah.
Exactly. And this is now something that if I'm seeing these types of modifications, I start asking questions. If you have done all these mods that are cheap rear sets, cheap clip-ons, whatever, and you go, here's the stock ones, well, then I'm feeling a bit better.
Yeah.
But if they've been lost or they're in the bin or you don't have them anymore or the previous seller did the mods,
See, I'm bad for that.
you
Because
throw your stuff out.
no, I've got tubs and tubs and tubs
Oh, you just
Of
keep it
just
unless they ask
parts.
for it. Yeah.
that I've actually been in the situation where he's like, oh, can I have all stock parts? I was like, do you have 3 hours for me to go through
gonna
four
have to dig
different
'em out,
sheds to try and find these parts? Because
Yes, I have them.
I have them.
Like-
I hoard them. I mean, I still have parts for a Grom that I had 7 years ago.
Yeah. But this is the thing, though, and that's the difference. If you've covered your bike in cheap China parts, and then you can't show me the replacements, I start asking questions.
I'm going to
But
think
also,
you through it.
I would also say that if you have done those modifications, but they've been the expensive Rizomas and your
vortex clip-ons and rear set. If you've bought high-end, high-quality stuff, now I'm probably not as worried because maybe you did crash the bike, but I know that you probably fixed it properly if you're buying $800
actually
rear sets.
put the money into it. But that's like me. Every single part I've replaced on the H2. I know where most of them are. Rear sets, I couldn't tell you where they are.
No, and that's a small fish. Really.
Yeah.
That's just what I use as a nice example because how often do we see bikes that have eBay spec clip-ons, rear sets, levers?
R7s, CBRs. We see
Lambs
it
bikes.
all the time. It's all Lambs
it's
bikes
cheap.
because
It's cheap.
you're
because
still on your REs. You're going to drop the bike. There's obviously no point hiding it or being embarrassed for it. We've all been there.
It's not just that. It's that you want to keep your penny for when you get your big bike too.
Yeah, you want to try and make the most money out
The
of that
thing
bike.
as well, it's also the thing of typically, if we're going to go off standards, I would say that the Lambs riders that we see come in that are getting their learners are the younger riders which don't have the high-paying jobs, which can't afford or justify $800 rear sets and $400 worth of levers.
I'm on full-time wages and I still can't justify
Yeah, and with
for a street bike.
I'm the complete opposite.
Yeah, I know you are. You like your flashy
You make
stuff.
poor financial
I
decisions.
make very poor financial decisions.
Why?
So- Final thoughts?
On red flags.
No, just that just
I reckon
any
I've
more
said-
final thoughts
Just an overall.
yeah,
You said
I
a
can't
lot.
words. That's all right. We've got 2 sections which we're going to wrap up pretty quick. It's getting long. We have a listeners takeover section, which is what we sort of wanted to introduce. If you guys write in with questions and stuff like that. So I'm sorry, Sam, this has taken so long to address your question, but
We are there.
we were supposed to do it like 4 weeks ago, but
I'd like to also, listener takeover is not just questions from the listeners. It should also be opinions or maybe points that we've missed in all the other
100%.
stuff that we've talked about.
yeah. Give us your nah, God tier, or in the bin.
bins.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
want to know.
Absolutely. So, question from Sam is:
How would I get started with club racing in Queensland? Do I need any specific licensing? Very open question
This is
for
one
that.
for you, Jack.
It is one for Jack.
Hello.
Well, actually, I have
Jack.
just sort of dipped my toe into it with getting
with
with
you on the edge of this very
on the practice day of a race day, which is
slippery slope.
look, it is.
I mean, I paid for my license to actually race this year, but
Haven't got around to
sold
it yet.
my bike.
It is. Look, it is a complicated process from someone who's never done it before.
Do you need a license? Yes.
It also-
Long and short of it, yes.
Racing license.
Which license
Yeah.
depends on the event, though. Hey?
Competition license, recreation license, and this is going to depend. And for most people, I'm not going to say don't go out and get the annual license because unless you're doing, I did the math. I think it was like unless you're doing 10 plus track days or events per year, 10 days worth of riding, it doesn't actually end up paying for itself.
Yeah, I know. On I think it's RidersNet is the one that we
Right,
use.
yeah.
The recreational license is like $33 for a day license, whereas the comp license is $88. And you only need the comp license if you're doing a racing event.
If
So,
you're just doing a track day, you just get the rec license and then it's happy done.
well, yeah, unless it's a practice day on a race weekend, like what we've got coming up for round 2. So I'm doing the practice day of a race weekend. I have to purchase a comp license. But
So yes, you need a license. That's done through Motorcycling Australia. That's the long and short of that. Okay. Something else to also add with that is typically, if you want to start racing, right, you're going to need to be a member of a club.
yes,
So we're going to have a race license, which you can buy for individual events. And then you also will probably need to be a member of the club to be able to race in those events. Because understandably, the club has overhead costs.
Yep.
They charge an annual fee. And I think some clubs are doing event. I'm not 100% sure, but I know that I pay for an annual race license and I pay for an annual membership to the club, which allows me to race and have the licensing done, and it allows me to enter the events that I need the license for.
yeah. Each club is going to have its own separate rules and whatnot, and depends on the category that you want to race in. So I know in particular for Sam, he's got a 450 SR that he wants to race. So it probably would be beneficial for him to sign up with what's the club? Motorcycle.
The motorcycle sportsman.
That's it. Yeah. So probably beneficial for him to actually look into them. for what he wants to do because there is categories for that bike in there. So,
Yep. So, no, you can't use your normal road license. Yes, it's something different. Yes, you need to pay for it.
it is an expensive endeavour, but
It's not the cheapest hobby, that's
No.
for sure.
no.
The easiest thing to do is just go to a race weekend and have a chat to someone.
Talk to people. Everyone wants to tell you
Jump on
everything.
the
Yeah.
Track Riders page. You know, there's
Yeah.
heaps of Facebook groups which are just for track riding.
Yeah.
And you go, hey, I'm in Queensland, I'm in New South Wales. Where do I start with this? And all of us that are in the groups, all of us that are in the clubs that do the racing, we always want more people to race with.
Yeah.
Always
We'll
happy
tell
to
you
do
how
it.
to do it, and I'm more than happy to spend your money.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like at the
Everyone
end of the
business-
day,
If you don't get more riders in those races, those races don't go ahead.
Exactly.
Like you look at the enduro event.
Yeah, there've been events where people have entered and there just wasn't enough, so they had to cancel the whole event because it's not financially viable to run the event. So
Yeah.
there you go. Highlight of the month.
Yep.
For me, that's easy. It's Masters.
Yeah.
Masters of Morgan Park for me. That was my thing. That was cool.
I've put no thought into this yet.
Neither have
I
I.
got to go play with old motorcycles, doing cool things, 2-stroke race bikes. That's sick,
Actually, no, I do have a highlight.
right? So that's my highlight.
That is pretty cool. I am jealous. I saw all the photos and I was just like, I wish I went. I really do.
I refuse to look at the photos. I would have got upset.
It was good. My highlight is I actually did some fiddling around with my old Z750 and played with the ergonomics on it. I lowered the front end, raised the rear, different tyre on it, mucked around with the suspension, and it is now handling so much better than it used to be.
Yeah.
And for me, that's a massive highlight.
That's
Getting the bike turning so much quicker. Almost a little too quick. I think it might be a little bit too much on the nose, so we might fiddle with that. But that's my highlight because, like, for me, that thing it's just a commuter and it's heavy and it's slow, but it's fun to ride. And now the change has been so big that it's now even more fun to ride. So
And I
big
can-
highlight.
Yeah, I understand that. It's like when I put my suspension into the MT-09, I got rid of the stock stuff, went full cartridges in the front and a nice rear shock, and then you ride it for the first time, like, oh,
Yeah.
it's a whole new thing. So yeah, Josh, what's your highlight?
It's not bike related,
Oh no,
It doesn't have to be bike related.
but started racing with one of the owners at Nodder.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, doing
that
doing
is
Nodder.
sick.
Doing basically, essentially sorry for the language, the shitbox GP.
It is pretty cool though.
Doing a 6 hour enduro race in a Hyundai Getz.
That's rad.
That was
it's cool.
like, because the first one I did was in an XL.
hmm
That was cool. That is what got me into it.
Yeah.
And then we went out and bought essentially a full caged out race Getz. And that was actually sick. That was sick.
It's something different.
It is.
Mm.
Like, I never thought I would get into something like that. I thought, if anything, I'd be in bikes.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the question just popped up of, hey, we need a driver.
Do you want to see? I was like, yeah, right. Went for a drive. Next minute, I know we're buying a race car.
Yeah, boy.
Talking
And
to the wife, you're like, hey,
yeah. Yeah. She said no. So he went out and bought it anyway.
So rad.
But yeah, it's actually cool.
Rad.
That's episode 2.
Done.